It is that time of month. It's you guys' favorite video on the channel. Welcome to Hot Takes Part 3. If you weren't there for the first two, let me explain. I asked you guys to send me your hottest takes about current football, previous football, predictions for the season, anything you want, and I'll pick as many as I can and rate them on the periometer from extra hot take, you got your mediums, then you got your mild sort of lemon and herb, plain takes, and just bad takes, no flavor whatsoever. I have picked 40 of you guys. Again, I know, trust me, if you saw my IG, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I can't pick all of them. What I will say is, please, Chelsea fans, we get it, bro. All your players are the best. At least like 80% of them are Chelsea. I get it. Whenever them man win, they just spam all the questions or takes, if you will. But anyway, let's tuck in. If you are new here, you know what to do. Subscribe so that you know when the next one's coming. Let's tuck in because David 384 says Steven Gerrard is the best Premier League midfielder of all time. Now, if you could just add one word for me, I will join you. I will say it is a hot take. I do like it. I'm missing the word English. Then you have me completely on board. If you say Steven Gerrard is the best English Premier League midfielder of all time, I think I'm there with you. You guys know how much I love Steven Gerrard. I think that guy is incredible. When I was in primary school, don't call me uncle, whatever. When I was in primary school and I'm banging shots with the little tennis balls and whatnot at the fence during playtime, I'm shouting, Gerrard! Bro, Gerrard was the guy. However, I think he himself would tell you that anytime he met Vieira, it was a long day. So for me, I have Gerrard and I have Vieira. That's like my two that I think are like the greatest or the best, whatever you want to call it. So I'm willing to let you land. But I personally won't be joining you there. Next up, we have Thanasis MRKP, who says Man City Sane was better than Yamal now. Again, it's a tough one. A lot of you know, again, my love for Leroy Sane. I think one of the most underrated Premier League wingers ever. Obviously, he didn't have like longevity and whatnot, right? He was here for a short spell. But that year, where he was looking deadly, one of the scariest wingers you can wish to come up against. Imagine as a fullback, or if you support any team that played against Man City, you will know when Leroy Sane is on it, dangerous. But I think at the same time, there was never a point where Leroy Sane was in conversations for even top 10 Ballon d'Or, to be honest with you. So no, I don't agree that he's better than Yamal, unfortunately. It's a hot take though, I like it. I just not gonna join you on there. Official MB1 up. Robinho in his prime was a better player than people give him credit for. Well, I can't say too much, but I think if there were not extenuating circumstances, I personally will be gassing him up a lot more than obviously I currently do because, due to unforeseen circumstances, word to Akon, locked up and whatnot, I can't. But all I will say, again, primary school days, when I go on YouTube, I'm typing in his name and I'm watching those 100 billion step overs. I'm watching Revista de la Liga. I'm watching Real Madrid games. Real Madrid TV was even free on Sky Sports them times. If you remember, 409 was it? Or 408, one of those channels. He was crazy. But, I can't say too much, unfortunately. If you were there, though, you know what we're talking about. Ads, I'm going to assume it is. Got cooked for this one. Arsenal won't finish in the top 3. I will. We know why you got cooked, because the food that you make is uncooked, it's unseasoned, it's a bad take. Again, maybe you can come back and clip it or whatever in May, but I'm sure you're going to clip it and say, you know what, my bad. So, it is a hot take, but bad flavour. Massina 3. This is what I mean, by the way. Everyone is just talking about Arsenal, bro. Don't you, man, think about, like, anything else. I want questions from, like, I don't know, Barcelona or PSG or Inter or something. Maresca is tactically better than Arteta. I had to think about that one again. So, okay. So here's my confusion, right? So Maresca is tactically better than Arteta. Chelsea also have, the best right back in the league. They also have the best left back in the league. They've got the best midfielder in the world. They've got the best DM in the world. They've got the best 10 in the world in Cole Palmer. And the front line is stacked as well. And João Pedro is better than all of Arsenal's forwards as well. So my confusion is, how is it possible that every Chelsea player is better than all the Arsenal players and the manager's better, but the manager cannot beat Arteta and doesn't finish above him in anything other than competitions that Arteta can't play in because you have to be bad to go there. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm missing something here. It doesn't quite add up. Either Arteta is a genius because he gets the best out of such meaty players, according to Chelsea fans only, or the players are good and Arteta's bad and therefore he should be sacked. I think you, man, when it comes to Arsenal, you decide to just kick out all logic from your brain and just say, you know what, I just want to be a hater. I'd rather people just say that. When you speak about like United or Arsenal, again, I always mention those two teams because those are the two that get the most hate in general, because I mean they are obviously massive and they get the most clicks. But just say, yo, I'm a hater, that's it, and then you save everyone time and hassle. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, to clarify, I don't agree with that one. Sam says Falcao goes under the radar as a top 20 striker of all time. You know what, although I agree, I don't think it's that hot. I'm on like a medium thing. Prime for prime, Radamel Falcao, El Tigre. I'm going at least top 15. I probably got to make a full list to think about it. But at their very best, he's definitely up there, bros. I can't lie. He had basically no weakness in his game. So I think top 20, you actually even underselling it in my opinion. But then, the tough one. Maybe it is a hot take. I'm on that medium towards hot. We're on medium, but we've chucked a bit of like maybe more garlic sauce that has a bit of extra hot. Just slightly seasoned in, some peri salt as well. But I like it. Ashley E. Arsenal will break Chelsea's 15-goal record. So we finally have a pro-Arsenal one, and it's wrong. I disagree with you. It's a hot take, very hot take. Obviously one of the best Premier League achievements ever, or Premiership, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think it's going to get beat. I mean, I think the closest ever was Arsenal themselves, just a couple years before. Well, technically, I guess they would have had the record, right? Because Arsenal had 17 just like 2-3 years before that. But to go to 15, I don't think you guys realize how nuts that is. Like, you're looking at, well, I mean, at a bare minimum, what's that, 23 something, even more clean sheets, because you might have to concede 2 in one game and you lose or whatever. I don't think it will happen. I think anything below like 22 is a great season for a defense. And you have to also look at the fact that, again, injuries can happen and suddenly you're starting this player instead and that player instead, or you might go far in the Champions League and you got to rest players. I don't think 15 is realistic. Hot take though, I do like it. I'm just not really going to that level with you. Yeah, I think football's kind of changed from the last 20 years. Frick Andel 123 says Van Dijk would be a better striker than Xerxes. Why has that intrigued me? Has he slightly got a point? Because Xerxes, he cannot shoot. Van Dijk, I guess in the air, he's got the duels, he'll win you the headers. He's got some nice penalty shooting technique as well at times. It's definitely a hot take. Am I going to join you? You know what? I think I am. I think I am. Van Dijk. Well, again, not if you just chucked him right now. But if you said, okay, cool, the next 2 years, you're playing up front, I reckon beyond those 2 years, he will be better than Xerxes. Okay, no. Not right now, because he'll be like 36 or something. But if we rewind time a little bit and then forward the time again that he's playing up front, I think that will be the case. Ayanda Moses says Neymar is closer to Ronaldo than Ronaldo is to Messi. I can't lie to you guys. This is my least, or one of my least favorite takes ever. It's spoken by people who do nothing but, again, read troll football funny memes on Facebook. They ask Grok to verify if they're allowed to brush their teeth this morning. They ask them for anything. Can they eat now? Guys, can I go to the toilet, please, Grok? This is the kind of opinion that these guys spout. It's one that tells me you weren't there watching. Because those who were there in those days, let's say mid-2000s up to like 2013, 14, whatever, 15, it was a closed debate. Anyone trying to rewrite history, you're yapping. I was there. I remember AIG Ronaldo. Even you can start with Vodafone Ronaldo, AIG Ronaldo, CR9 when he went to Real Madrid, and then of course B-Win. Let's not try to rewrite history and act like Ronaldo and Messi wasn't a conversation to be had. Messi is the best, but let's not change history, please. It's a piping hot take, but I'm also booting you out the restaurant until you come back with some sense. Apologies. Christian Francis, players are more talented than before, but nostalgia tells us otherwise. It's a hot take, and it's a hot take perpetuated by only one fan base, funnily enough. And I don't know what team you support, to be fair. So I could be wrong on this one. But in general, this take comes from Liverpool fans. Why Liverpool fans? Let me explain to you. They are, for whatever reason, again, they seem to really crave the validation, if you will, of rival fans. So now, because Liverpool are successful in the last, let's say, 5-6 years, they want to believe that this is the best that football's ever been. Because when they were bad and everyone loved football and whatever, obviously they were winning nothing. If between, like, let's say, you know, the late 2000s and then the mid 2010s, whatever, that kind of 7-8 year spell that everyone says is the best era of football, they were terrible, right? They were bringing up with like Voronin and Konchesky was left back and that. So you want to believe that that's the case. All I will do is simply say, go to look at, I don't know, 2005 Ballon d'Or or something like that, and then go and look at the list of names on there, and then look at the list of names that there are now. I'm sorry to tell you, the upper echelon players, they were all back then, bro. We're not getting guys like Rodri winning Ballon d'Ors 15, 20 years ago. I'll tell you that for a fact. So, sorry, mate. Really, really bad take. Honestly, I would say get out of the restaurant as well, but I think that's a little bit harsh because maybe you just weren't there to see the guys that we're talking about. Chris is back again. No, do you know what? Now you're out. Now you're out. Ronaldo was a moments player. This is the kind of thing that we're dealing with here, guys. The same people that are arguing that it's nostalgia and players on media back then are telling us Ronaldo was a moments player. Cristiano Ronaldo, a man that's nearly got 1,000 goals. So unless all those 1,000 things are just great moments, I don't understand how people think this way. Like, you just, when we do hot takes, I'd like to think you can put your bias aside, remove the hate from your heart, and just give your actual opinions. But evidently, we cannot do that. It's a hot take, and you're out as well. I'm not eating that, bro. Shut down the restaurant, cool. Ofcom, Ofsted, or whatever the restaurant version is, cool that, bro. You're out. Alex Reyners. Dembele is the only player to win a Ballon d'Or without any iconic moments. No, disagree with you. Lots of big moments in the Champions League, to be fair. Against Arsenal, against Liverpool in particular as well. Even just him celebrating the penalty shootout against Liverpool at Anfield was great. Lots of big goals for him. And besides, what did Modric do? Did Modric have any iconic moments per se? I don't think so. Dembele had a crazy Champions League run and fair play to him. He won it, man. Ahad Salahudeen says Amorim will make United great again. Let's give him some time. Hot take, but I agree, bro. Everyone, leave a like on the video if you agree. Give Amorim more time. Spud me, in fact, bro. If you are seeing this far into the video, put a little fist bump emoji. If you agree, Amorim should be given more time. After all, guys, what do we know about running a business? Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and these man, they're billionaires. So if they want to give him the full 3 years, they have every right to give him the full 3 years. Who are we to say no? Up next, Adelumola. Here we go again. More Arsenal. Arsenal is the worst Big Six team in the Prem. Going trophy-less for 5 years is crazy work. I mean, I don't really know even if that's like a... I mean, it's a take, I suppose. Is it something that we should even be encouraging debate towards? I'm not really sure. I do agree with the second part, I suppose. No trophies 5 years is definitely crazy work. But to be the worst of the Big Six, does that really make sense? I think, again, no shock. If I had to put my money on something, I would guess yet again it would be some random Chelsea fan. Because for whatever reason, international break arrives, Chelsea fans think about nothing other than Arsenal. I see it all over my timeline. It's all over everywhere. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah. When it comes to tactical genius, nobody comes close to Maresca in the Prem except Pep. And there we are. 2 weeks ago, by the way, they were all slandering Maresca. Nobody was asking Maresca questions about anything positive. They win one game. He's the best. Chelsea are in the title race again. They're going to win all the trophies. They're going to win Britain's Got Talent. Let Chelsea lose one game. Look at how the fan base will start reacting. I disagree with you. I think, and this is what makes it difficult, because Maresca, I believe, I said it in the video, is developing a good habit or a good reputation, if you will, for tactically setting up very well in bigger games, i.e. not even bigger games, against teams that are better than Chelsea. He does really, really well for the most part, right? But what about all the other games? Because there's like a league table is, whether you like it or not, the best indicator of how well a team is doing, right? The league table, it cannot lie to you. By match day 38, there can be no lies. I think some of you Sane Chelsea fans, I apologize to you guys, and vice versa, you guys apologize to me, because now you're seeing the kind of fan base. And bear in mind, this is only a fraction, right? I cannot just scroll through the entire 1,000. If I did, you would get my point. Pradio Tugura again. Bro. Right, new petition, ban Chelsea fans from hot takes videos. What is this? If Oscar hadn't gone to China, he would be in the convo with the likes of Kaká and Ronaldinho. Yes, maybe he'll be in the convo, like, I don't know, as a WhatsApp group chat or something for the, maybe like 2010 squad or something. I don't know. Maybe he'll be in that convo. Not in any conversation that us regular human beings will be having. So, hot take, yes, but I'm not eating that food, bro. Get that off my table. Electro Cyprian, Caicedo is the best midfielder in the world. You guys make it so difficult. I, as a Caicedo super fan, that has been for the last, what was like the final Brighton season, like 3 years, let's say, you will make me look like a hater when I now say no, he's not. Because he obviously isn't. Because life exists outside of Chelsea. Believe it or not, there are other teams, not only in the Premier League, but that exist in Spain, Italy, Germany, France as well, that also have fantastic midfielders. So no, Caicedo is not the best midfielder in the world. Again, I cannot stress enough how good Caicedo is. I think he's fantastic. I think he's incredible. I have him in the world-class conversations when many others do not. But why do people ignore games like Bayern Munich, where he got absolutely roasted and then gave away the penalty on Harry Kane as well? Why do we like delete that from the memory? And then he has a good game. Caicedo, what a superstar. He's the best in the universe. To me, it's a bit confusing. It's a hot take, but I'm not joining you there. Don Lowe, I'm going to assume. Don Lowe. Leighton Baines is the best Prem player to have never played for a Prem winning side. Ooh. I do like that. Now, I'll be honest with you, off my head, I can't really think about a better response for you there. So essentially, ooh, no. Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale did not play for a Premier League winning side. So I think I've got you. There probably are some better answers as well. Whoa, Steven Gerrard. No, because Steven Gerrard, I guess you're saying Liverpool have won the Premier League before. So I assume you mean a team that has never won the Premier League. Again, let me know. And in the comments, if there's a better name than what I'm thinking as well, by all means, let me know who that is, because I can't think immediately. TTWari 077. My hot take is Faisal is the best SDS member in terms of entertainment. You know what? It's not a hot take. I think I'm inclined to be with you. I think for me, it's between him and Liban, I would say. It just depends on what kind of topic and what the discussion is. I think if we're talking about like tables, right? To watch anyway, for me, you have a host, whoever that may be, Sharky or Fuad or whatever. Then I think Liban, Liaz, Faisal is the best trio in terms of being on there, where you combine the football expertise and then also, you know, a bit of laughter. That's what I want. Samad Ahmed, another SDS one. Amenyah to win. I don't even know what that is, bro. I'm not even in the team yet, so I say yeah as if it will happen. Who knows? At the moment, like I said, we're in the academy. We're putting up, you know, Chido Obi Martin numbers in the academy, or JJ Gabriel or Max Dowman, if you will. But I'm knocking on Hasib's door. Hasib ain't picking me, you know what I mean? So maybe I have to go on loan somewhere. Filthy, shout me. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Robert Ganganga, Madrid to Chelsea, one of the all-time biggest flops. Not a hot take. For you to spend nearly 100 M's on a man who didn't really want to go to your club in the first place, and then either you or he spiked his own drink or whatever with some, you know, narcotics, and he got himself banned. That's really bad. It's a mild take, but I'm down for it. Electro, who's invited Electro? No, okay, to be fair, we can invite him back. That's a regular take. Electro Cyprian, Semenyo starts for every Premier League team right now. I think I agree. I don't think it's that hot of a take, actually. Or maybe it is a hot take, but I just agree with you. I don't know. But I agree with you. Grasso Braden 27. Verts isn't going to score the whole season. You've gone too far. That's not even chicken anymore, bro. You've just put hot sauce on the plate and said, here you go, have that. Enjoy. I'm not taking that deal, bro. He's definitely going to score. If he doesn't, fair enough. I can't lie. Then he's rivaling Mudryk. If he doesn't score one goal, he's in them Mudryk converts. But he surely will, bro. It just will take one goal and he'll get like a cool 6 or 7 or something like that. Do you know what? That was generally unintentional, by the way. I know sometimes I do it on purpose. That was wholeheartedly, I didn't mean that. So even just ignore that, please. Ansari. Verts is still good. No, Verts is still good no matter how less the GA is. No, don't try that. Because we've watched Verts so far. I have tried to defend him. This is beyond defendable right here, right now, in recent times. And furthermore, don't try and see into the future knowing that he's not going to get that much GA and try and say, no, but look at the rest of the game. The rest of the game isn't popping. Let's not act like he's dominating the game, he's controlling, he's dictating, he's just lacking the goals. He has been bad. It's okay to admit that. Adam Hurts, or Adam, I should say Hurts as if like it's the power thing. USA 1-0 England in 1950 is the biggest football upset ever. For those of us who remember, he says. Ooh. You know what it is though? The USA, they've always been somewhat athletic. And in the 1950s, obviously England, they were going through a bit of a tumultuous time there where it's past the era of guys like, you know, Stanley Matthews balling out. But it's before the era of like Sir Bobby Charltons and Bobby Moore and these guys really getting into their prime. So they were kind of in a bit of a limbo them times, so I'm not sure I agree. I think more recently back to like United Grimsby, but then again, obviously Grimsby smoked them and it was deserved. And was anybody really surprised? No, because United are so bad. So maybe, to be fair, staying on United, do you guys remember when United lost to it was Bournemouth back in 1983-84? For those of us who remember, that was when Harry Redknapp actually was in charge of Bournemouth. They were in the 3rd division. They won 2-0, and that was when United were reigning champions. So I think that's more of a shock in my opinion. Again, let me know any bigger. It said shocks, right? Or biggest upset. Yeah, biggest upset. I would say that's fair. I was gonna think of Germany, Brazil, but that's not an upset. That's more of just like a shock event, if you will, or less the title, to be fair. But anyway, moving on to Skibbity. Yeah, should we even skip past this, bro? Skibbity says Garnacho has a higher ceiling than Doué. Yeah, I'm never gonna sit and make any joke on nothing, bro. Move on. Chris Aur Pegasus. Is that Chris Aur Pegasus? Rooney's peak clears most modern world-class strikers. Yes, easy. Not a hot take. I think I agree wholeheartedly. He'd be top 5 right now for sure. I mean, he's better than Isak. And if Isak is like top 5, yeah. Rooney is certainly, you said Rooney's peak as well. Yeah. Rooney, I think Rooney still gets slept on, man. Mogocast with his Shrek profile picture. I should already know to ignore this, but here we are. Pedri does not stop. No, do you know what? I can't even read this out loud because somebody will clip it and it will sound like I'm the one saying it. So, according to Mogocast, he says that about Pedri. I'm not saying that. These are the views of Mogocast and they are wrong. Kick him out the restaurant, take away the cutlery, the oven, the frying pan, whatever he's using, he's out. Because Pedri starts for every single Premier League team. Moving on, Gideon Bassi says, Bellingham deserves 2024 Ballon d'Or more than Vinny. I agree with you. I've spoken about it enough times now, so I'm not going to go into it again. But GG's, you are indeed spot on. TS Edit says, Samuel Eto'o's the best African player ever. Again, some may argue it's a hot take, but I agree with you. By far and away, you have to bring me an AFCON to be number 1. Simple as that. 7Ds. United fans cry the most in any post being critical of them. No, I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea. In the last year or so, it's been Chelsea. Where they will bring up clips that you said of like 3 years ago. Something that was correct for like 2 years straight. But then they win a game and it's like, oh, remember when you said this? Remember you said that? Remember you said that? But then when you're right about all the other things, they're not in the comments anymore. When they have a little bad spell, they're not in the comments. At least United fans, to be fair to them, they'll be in the comments saying, Unc, please don't cook. Please don't cook. We're bad, I know. Other teams accept when they're going to get cooked. Chelsea is like, oh, how dare you? Why is it Chelsea hate? Why is this? Despite every team getting cooked in the same video. Anyway, I'm not reading that, bro. Actually, no, I am. A bit crazy is what it says. A bit crazy for sure. Bruno will end his career. Just read your name. Let's move on. Hendricks. Bro, what's with all this Bruno thing again? So, hold on. So, Bruno is by far and away the best creator in the Prem, and it's not even close. But when you ask why all their forwards don't score goals, they will tell you they're not getting service. But Bruno, the best creator by far and away, cannot get any service to your strikers. That something's not quite computing there. Again, let me know what you think about that. Farhad says it's hard to win Prem than Champions League. This I agree with. This one actually, Okay, harder. Okay, no. Let me explain to you why I agree with you, but why there are also, I guess, both perspectives. In my opinion, the Champions League requires more luck. I've said this many times, so I'm not going to go on for very long. I think the Premier League every year, the best team wins the Premier League, right? You have to be consistent 38 games or whatever. The best team in Europe does not always win the Champions League, because you do need to get that element of fortune or a good draw or the right form at the right time, lack of injuries in March, April, May to win it. So it's a hot take, but one that I'll join you on. Ols Goddard, also Johan Cruyff, I guess he had a previous question, sorry. Johan Cruyff has had the most impact on football ever by anyone. Probably, yeah. I think that's a widely accepted take there. So, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think we've spoken about this before as well. Abdullah Mahir, Nesta's top 5 CBs of all time. He's scraping there. He's scraping there. He's scraping there. He's scraping there. I'm thinking, yes. Because if you're going to say he's like top 2 in Italy, then you're looking at like the Germans and whatnot. Yeah, top 5, I can hear it. I haven't got my list to hand or in my mind, but I'm down for that. Drizzle. Mbappe's pace hides his lack of creativity. Do you know how nasty the timing is of this? Obviously, you would have wrote this yesterday daytime, and then Mbappe went crazy in the World Cup qualifiers, showing that he can dribble 5-6 man when he feels like it and still finish like a maniac. So unfortunately, mate, you're on your one sitting in that restaurant by yourself. Bye-bye. Call me Booty. Madrid get ref service. This one, how do you even like answer this? Because yes, Real Madrid get favoured quite a lot, but then at the same time, so do their massive rivals also in Spain. And do you know what? I'm thinking, let me know if you want this. I want to do a top 10 biggest cheating teams ever and see where the teams rank. I'm going to go through the history, look how much they cheated with refs and scandals and whatnot. But certainly Madrid will make that top 10. So I guess I'll agree with you. Nat Nayo says, after World Cup 2026, football will become a tool for politics and rich people. You are about 100 years too late, my bro. Sorry to inform you, you are really, really late. It has always been that. I mean, even look at, I know it's not quite football, but Olympics. You look at the Austrian painter in Berlin, when he's there doing his little hand signs and whatnot, in the Olympics. Sorry to tell you, football has long been used as a tool for politics from day one. And the final question is about a final. JF9IX says, Gyökeres will score the winner in the UCL final for Arsenal. This is a piping hot take. I'm going to leave you on your ones there. I will not be joining you on that take. You can sit in the restaurant by yourself waiting for that Gyökeres Champions League final goal. I won't be there, and neither will anyone in the viewers right now. That being said, hopefully you man enjoyed it. I always enjoy the hot takes video. Again, it gives a chance for you guys to get involved. We go back and forth as per usual. Let me know, what do you think was the worst take today? And there were many. Comment below the worst take. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to that 50k and 100k by the end of the season, hopefully. For hot takes, I'll see you guys next month. And tomorrow, I'm playing in a charity match alongside the likes of Roberto Carlos and Roberto Silva. So, you may or may not get to see footage of me playing football. I'll see you in a bit. Bosh.